People don't act based on truth, they act based on the story they believe is true. When I say that, what I'm getting at is that narrative is the structure that gives raw experience meaning. Without it, life would just be sensation. In fact, the narrative, the stories we tell ourselves, is what shapes reality. It's the reason for identity, purpose, suffering, and redemption. And that story defines what is possible. It also defines what is safe, who is good, who is bad, who is worthy, and who is unworthy. The narrative even defines what God means to us. If the narrative shapes the collective perception, then whoever controls the narrative also controls the collective attention. But that doesn't mean to say that forces out there are controlling our lived reality, because every single person is a node in the narrative field. That means your internal interpretations and perceptions are tuning the collective, whether you realize it or not. So every time you interpret and define your pain in a certain way, anytime you decide what it is that you deserve, anytime you share a story, each shift that we make on a personal level and on relational levels, it either reinforces the bigger pattern or it can tip the scales to change the outcome. Right now, we are in a crucial convergence point. We are essentially in a collapse and rewrite portal. The reason we're in this sort of narrative limbo is because the old structures of truth are beginning to weaken. What was ingrained in us as truth all this time is no longer guaranteed. That goes for expectations in career, relationships, and trust in authority. That's why everything has felt chaotic, but also with an undercurrent of kind of quietness. And that's because I really do think reconstruction is happening on a pivotal level. People are starting to question what we accepted as normal. People are starting to call things out. People are seeking meaning beyond what we were told we were supposed to find meaning in. And people are reconnecting with themselves. And here's the kicker: if narrative shapes reality, then resonance determines which narratives spread. Like I said, people don't just adopt stories because they're logically correct, they accept them as truth because they feel true. That feeling of alignment, of energetic familiarity, that is what conditions the narrative. It moves ideas through the collective. So fear spreads fast because of its activating quality.